Alright, it's Justin here with the Driving Change Automotive Group. Just going to do a quick overview of the MyFord Touch entertainment system that you find in so many new Ford vehicles. I just want to help do a quick overview. Some people do find the system a little bit confusing, and there is a bit of a learning curve with it, but when you do understand the system and know how to use it, there's a ton of stuff that you can do with it, and it isn't actually too complicated. But again, you got to kind of learn the system first, and so hopefully we can do a quick overview here, help you feel a little bit more comfortable with what you need to do. But I'd highly recommend, if you know there's certain things you generally do while you're driving, take a moment while you're parked and practice doing those things a couple of times. That'll just help you figure it out. You know where you're going, and you don't have to take your eyes off the road for a while. If you're trying to figure that out while you're on the go, it can be a bit of a challenge. And again, you're not the safest thing, because you're looking down at your screen trying to figure it out when you should have your eyes on the road. And so, just a basic overview of the system here. You'll kind of see there's 4 different colors in each corner, and it's kind of divided into 4 different sections. The top left section is for your phone, and so if you go in there, you can access all sorts of things related to your phone. Top right is your information section, or the navigation section if your vehicle has that, and that tells you various information. Bottom right is your climate, so setting all that kind of stuff, and the bottom left is your entertainment, so radio and audio and all those kind of different things there. You'll also see at the bottom here there's a home button and a settings button. Also at the top there's your clock, and whether you click on the clock or you click on the settings button, that's going to take you to the settings, but clock is the first thing that comes up. And so if you didn't know how to set your clock, or it's picked the wrong time zone or different things like that, turn off your daylight savings if you're in Saskatchewan, you can access that right at the clock there. And then you can use your home button to get back to the main screen, seeing all 4 different things. Now, again, finger sizes and gloves and different things can kind of affect how you do it. I've learned for my fingers, and maybe this will work for some of you, but using your middle finger is best. Rather than using your pointer finger. I wouldn't recommend using this finger for too many things in your vehicle, but this is one where, for me, that just works better for clicking on the various things rather than this finger. I mean, sometimes it works great, but sometimes actually that did work. But, it just experiment. I find with my middle finger, it's easy for me to get at pretty much everything, and it usually responds kind of first time. There, okay, I didn't quite get it. Okay, I got it that time. So, a bit of learning, but again, press right in the corners, and you'll get those menus. That's kind of the easy way. And so that's kind of the basic layout of the system. But again, there's certain things like, let's take the radio, for example. If you're trying to drive and you're trying to turn it to the Christmas carols that are on this time of year, you'd be driving, I have to look at this, okay, I was on a different setting, I'm going up, okay, FM, how do I tune this? Okay, I mean, I know I've done this before, 92.1, okay, there we go, enter. Okay, now I'm on the, the Christmas Carol station, but, that took a chunk of time, with my eyes off the road if you're trying to figure that out. Now, again, I've done that before. I can do that fairly quickly if I wanted to here, knowing I could come here and then go 92.1, enter. Okay, so that was much quicker. That was only 3 or 4 seconds, but because I've sat down and I've learned how to do that, I know how to do that. So if you're a fairly frequent radio user, sit down, know how to quickly get between where you need to go, punch that in, so you can do that, as quickly as possible. You can also look at your scan, some of your options and your presets. Take a few minutes and set that up in your vehicle. That's a great thing to do. But the other thing is, every MyFord Touch system comes with sync, which is kind of your voice commands that you can do. And I'm just going to switch this back to where I was and show you an even easier way that we could get to the radio. And so I'm on a different device, and maybe you're on CD player or something else there, and you want to switch to the radio. Again, we can go through the system, we can punch and bring that up, but you can actually use your voice commands to do that much more quickly, and you're keeping your eyes on the road while you do it. So let's try that.
Please say a command.
Radio.
Radio. Say a frequency or preset.
92.1.
Tuning to FM 92.1.
All right, so there we go. That was really easy. Didn't have to take your eyes off the road, and that only took a couple of seconds. And that's just one example. There's many voice commands that you can use the system for. And really learn a few of those voice commands. They'll make your life a lot easier. If you go on our blog, you can see that we have a great link to some of the voice commands, or you can just search Microsoft Sync on the internet, and you'll be able to find kind of a list of the commands. Pick out a few that you might use rather than, you know, having to take your eyes off the road. And once you learn them, they actually make the system much easier. And you can control more than just your entertainment system. We can actually, you know, use climate to set the temperature, and let's see if we can figure that out.
Please say a command.
Climate.
Climate, say a command.
What can I say?
A list of valid voice commands is now on screen.
It's just a great example of how we can bring up and you can see all the different kinds of things that you want to say. She'll probably have a problem because I'm talking right now, but
set temperature, increase fan speed, or air conditioning off.
Set temperature 22.5.
Did you say 22.5 degrees?
Yes.
Setting temperature to 22.5 degrees.
All right, so there we go. She handled that pretty easily. Now again, you might say, well, I could just, you know, go down here and change that myself. But again, it's nice to keep your eyes on the road. And it's also, you know, a great party trick to show off to your friends or, you know, whatever. But there's lots of different things you can do in there that, depending on how well your controls are laid out, it might be easier in some cases just to learn the voice command for something that you often do. You can tell it to do max defrost to try and, you know, clear the windows as quickly, or, you know, move your fan speed up or down. Lots of different things like that. Rather than, you know, trying to find the button, you know, it could just be an option. But just one of the examples of the many voice commands you can do. The phone is a great example. That's one where, you know, learn the voice commands. And I mean, the biggest one is you just say call, name of person, on cell or on home, or, you know, different things like that, and it'll just dial for you. I'm gonna try one I haven't tried before. Let's see if I can call myself at work and leave myself a voicemail.
Please say a command.
Call Justin Reeves at work.
Calling Justin Reeves at work.
There we go. Let's see if this is the right number. So it's dialing away, and again, the nice thing about the phone is you can actually, no matter where you are, certain ones like climate, if you were listening to the radio, you have to say climate first. And then after you say climate, then you can tell it what you want it to do so that it knows that you're dealing with climate. Phone is one where you can just say call so-and-so from anywhere in the system.
Marketing manager for the driving.
All right, there we go. We got my voicemail. We don't need to listen to that. But there we go. So you can just say call so-and-so at whatever number, whether it's work or home or cell, no matter where you are. Now, in other cases, as I mentioned, there's a bit of a system in how you need to do it. So if we want climate, we got to say climate first, or depending if you were on phone, you know, then you need to say probably audio if you want to change something, audio or radio. So there's a bit of a system, but again, go online, learn a few of those commands, practice with a few of them, and this system actually gets pretty easy to use. And I've been using it for about 3 months now, and I've mastered, you know, a chunk of it. There's definitely more that I could learn, but I really like the system. It's easy to use, especially if you're a heavy music listener for your own kind of music. If you got an iPod or a USB thumb drive or an SD card that you load up with stuff, when you put it in, it takes a few minutes, but it's actually indexes the whole thing, so it knows all the artists and the genres and stuff on there, and you can just tell it to play this artist or play this genre or do that. So much easier than pulling out your iPod, searching through it, and it's so much safer to keep your eyes on the road. And so use the system while you're parked to practice a few things, learn some of the things you normally do, learn a few of the voice commands. You've made an investment in a vehicle that has an advanced system like this, and rather than just being frustrated, you know, take half an hour or take an hour and learn some of the functions. You'll enjoy the vehicle a whole lot more, and it will make your life easier and your life safer. So check out some of the links online. YouTube's also a great source. There's tons of videos for how to pair pretty much any phone and do that kind of stuff. find some of that information online, or hit up one of our blogs. The information is on there, as well as some tips and tricks. So thanks very much for listening, and again, Justin here at the Driving Change Automotive Group. Thanks a lot, guys.